Yokoso, Japanese Quest to it. Welcome to Japanese Quest. Today the journey continues. This is the last stream of 2018. Japanese Quest started, I think, January 8th of this year, 2018. We started, as you can see on our map here. Haven't brought this map out for a while, so I thought I'd bring it out. Since we started the first stream ever with this map, starting with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. We played through the whole game in Japanese. Learned a lot of Japanese grammar and vocab from it. Went to Celeste, played a little bit. That was more of a side quest, not so much language in that, but we learned things like no boru to climb, because there's a mountain there. We played Super Mario Odyssey, Harry Potter in Japanese. That was a suggestion from someone. Breath of the Wild, that took 60 days to play through in Japanese. Kind of because we were running around as well. And finally, we're here in Stardew Valley. We voted on which game we should play today on Twitter between Xenoblade, Breath of the Wild, and Stardew Valley. And Stardew Valley won the vote. You can check the vote on our Twitter if you want. So today we're going back to the world of Stardew Valley. It is winter in Japan, but it's summer in Stardew Valley, at least in our game. So let's go. Let's jump in. Bubble Fighter, konnichiwa. Last stream of 2018. Guess what? Bulba says what? What's up? Let's jump into the game. Let's look here. So Hajime Kara from the beginning. Let's not do that. And we could do Suzuki Kara from our continue. We've played this, I think, 7 times so far on Japanese Quest. So we're not very far. We're summer. It starts out in spring. Couple keywords in this game. Bokujo, farm. So we have a Japanese Quest farm, Japanese Quest Bokujo. Our character's name is Zelda because she was reborn from Breath of the Wild to have a gentler life. Bubble Fighter says, I just found out I got depression and now I can work on overcoming it. That's great. I think I have a lot of friends who have had issues with depression. It seems like a big first step is like what you said, realizing you have a problem and finding ways, concrete ways to help yourself. A lot of times that's talking to someone who can help, like people in your lives or a therapist. It sometimes seems like some concrete thinking strategies have helped people I know. So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna go on walks on a daily basis, drawing. Yeah, I feel like exercise, I recently read in a book, it can like exercise and different habits can actually change the physical architecture of your brain, and I think can help with the chemicals in the brain to possibly function better. At least it helps me. Anyway, let's see. So let's go into the game. So the season we're in is, you can see, is Natsu, summer, day 14. Yosh. Practicing drawing. Yeah, that's something I kind of want to practice too. Hawksbreak, konnichiwa. Hey, I saw you making comments, I think, on some of our first videos, Xenoblade, day 1 and day 2, the power of hiragana, the power of katakana. I forgot what some of the comments were, but it's interesting. I get like updates on old comments like that, yeah. Some of them, anyway. Whoa, I did not know you could turn the fire on and off. Sugoi. I noticed for this game there was a new download. I think it was for the 2-player mode. I didn't download it yet because I wanted to start streaming right away. But that's good to know. Okay, I really don't remember where we were. But anyone just joining, this is Japanese Quest. My name is Akira Sensei. This is Zelda. I'm a Japanese teacher. What we do here is we try to learn Japanese from Japanese games. This is not a Japanese game, so why are we playing it? Well, the good thing about this game, you can change the language to Japanese, so even if the translation's not always perfect, you can gather a lot of Japanese vocab, grammar, and at least get exposure to Japanese if you're going to play the game anyway, and you're interested in Japanese and you have some Japanese background. I recommend switching it to Japanese if you're interested in that. So what we do is we journey through different games. We find words, we add those to our power level. Those words show up down here. So people just joining can see old words we learned. For example, this is just counting. I actually put these words to start because it's a good kind of foundation. The first 50 words I chose, they're called the Twitch 50, that we can kind of spread some base foundational knowledge in Japanese. Hawk said I was mostly watching those for more vocab, to be honest. Yeah, that's a big part of what we do. I've noticed probably some of the easiest thing you can do is when you're reading through games is pull out vocab. And so throughout the whole year, our power level is now 1005. We found 1005 words. Let's find some more. And just talk to people in general. Hisashiburi desu ne. It's been a while since we played this game. But this game won the vote, I think with 40-something% of the vote. Breath of the Wild was 30-something%. Yo, wakai no. So wakai means young, so someone is calling us, you know, that young lady, something like that. Atashi no noro to kitara sabaku de so like hoshi kara bita hone mitai ni karakara ni nachatte shimatte ne. So my throat has become really dry in the desert, sabaku, desert. And then Peiru ale. Okay, so I guess this is a quest for pale ale. Peiru ale ga nomitakute shikata nai nda. So they really, really want to eat, not to eat, drink. Nomi, to drink. Nomu, to drink. Pale ale. Hitotsu tanumeru kai. So can I ask you for one? Itsumo no biru de wa damerashi. So just the normal beer won't cut it. We need pale ale. Peiru ale. You can see in katakana there. Peiru ale o tanomu yo. How did I know this is Pam? It seems like Pam is really into beer. Pam likes beer. And she wants pale ale. Is Nomu also to smoke? Actually, Sue is to smoke. Yeah, you probably don't want to eat pale ale. Alright, let's see here. I found out what button to press, okay. KitKat, konnichiwa. Impeller, konnichiwa. This game won the vote. So we're playing it on our last day, last stream of 2018. Back to Stardew Valley. I think it might be day 8 for Japanese Quest in Stardew Valley. We are in the middle of summer in the game. Minna, genki desu ka? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone has a good New Year. I'll be out of town for New Year, so this will be our last stream for a while. Oh, I couldn't water that one because it's finished, I guess. We will start up again in 2019, though. Not entirely sure what the schedule will be, but since all systems seem to be go, we'll have some routine going. What time do people like best for streaming? Last year I did 5 days a week at 8 p.m. Central for about over 5 months for the first part of the year. But then it led to an injury and then did not stream for about 4 months. Another injury added to that, spider bite. The evening's pretty good, Impeller says. KitKat says, genki desu yo. Yokatta. 実は卒業パーティーの準備をしなきゃ。So you're preparing for a graduation party? だからちょっと忙しいです。So you're a bit busy. いいですね. So agent says, ちょっと疲れたけど元気です. Akira sensei wa? Genki desu yo. I'm doing well. And so we have Hackosaurus. Welcome Hackosaurus. Welcome Kit Kat. I think we had another Saurus. Was that like a Bulbasaurus? I don't know. I feel like we have like different dinosaurs with us on this quest now or something. Different creatures. Because on this journey, we're kind of creating a world as we find new words or populating this Japanese quest
what
island.
What does the scouter say about his power level?
Power level's 1005. We made our goal for this year of 1,000 words. We now have Ancient Hackosaurus. I'm not quite sure. I feel like Ancient Hackosaurus is some kind of, I don't know, giant. This is kind of how like a Brontosaurus is kind of like this, right? But I feel like it's an Ancient Hackosaurus, so they probably like have a hat like this. So I'm imagining Ancient Hackosaurus, something along these lines. So anyone else who joins, if you're watching on YouTube, you can do it there. Feel free to follow. You can join us on this journey. This is a quest through Japanese games to find Japanese language. Sometimes we find more than other times. So join us on this journey. You can join this Hackosaurus. This kitty is here as well, first party member. Actually, I want to see how this looks in Stardew Valley. This Hackosaurus creature. We can make them run through the town, at least briefly. Just Zelda riding on her Hackosaurus. It's interesting how the space thing works. Also, it doesn't really follow you around usually, does it? I'm totally cool with being a Brontosaurus. Yokatta ne. So yeah, she can kind of like ride on the Saurus in this area. If you line it up properly. She's kind of like riding on the Brontosaurus. This is high-level Stardew Valley play right here. That's the limit of my artistic abilities on this OBS overlay. Anyway, don't worry, you're still there, but let's figure out what we're doing in the game here. Ima kara dou suru? Can she have aviators as well? Can try that. It won't work very well. I feel like this is like the sunglasses off of some anime or something. Oh no, they don't stick though. Sannen desu ne. Maybe the Stardew Valley update that I failed to download would allow you to do things like that. I don't know. Ah, pamu desu ne. You need pale ale. Do we have pale ale? Pale ale ga nai. Let's try to give her coal instead. Maybe she likes coal. Or something. ね。私には合わんね. Or 合わんね. Yeah, so that's not something that's good for me. Agent Hackosaurus is yabai. Oh well, you tried. Yeah, Impeller, for that Brontosaurus we drew, that the dragon kind of looks like that, right? Our emote. It's half dragon, half no pawn. The drap pawn. The symbol, one of many symbols of Japanese quest. So where is pale ale, I wonder? Can we buy it here? Yeah. Yoku kita na. What? Can we not buy things? I don't understand. Oh, we can't. We have to go to the register. Okay, so we have beer, salada, salad, pan, bread. Pan, that's from, I think someone said that's from Portuguese, is it? But I think other languages use that similar word. French, possibly. I don't know my other languages very well. Spanish, too. Yeah, I'm not sure which one originally it's from, but I think someone might have said Portuguese at one point. I'm not sure. spaghetti. And you can kind of see what the character is saying here too. Hara ga hetta. Are you hungry? So hara is stomach. Hara ga hetta. So heru means to like go down. So like it means empty. Is your stomach empty basically? Hara ga hetta. Nodo ga kawaita. So nodo is throat and kawaku is dry. So is your throat dry? Is your stomach empty? Watashi ni makasete kure. So leave it to me. Agent Hackasaurus agrees. I'm on board with you there. Stardew no katakana wa nan desu ka? It's a good question. I often see the title just written in English, so I'm not sure if it's usually in Stardew, to be honest. But I'm sure if you Googled it, you could maybe figure it out and get us the answer. When other people stream it, though, I think I generally see it in English. A lot of times games don't have it in katakana. They just keep a lot of English. So Impaler says, random, but I was on Tofugu's website, and you were recommended 1 month in their monthly learning resources. Thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, I think that was when we started doing this game. We had one of the highest posts on Reddit for the month, and I think they got it from there. And I think that was in June or July. So yeah, in June or July, we were one of their recommended resources, which was pretty cool, yeah. We definitely got a bump in followers from both the Reddit post and the Tofugu post at that time. Pizza, so they got pizza. Kohi. Notice you have the elongating sounds. Kohi. Kohi. What else? Hashu to potato. Recipe. So that's like a recipe for like hash browns, I'm guessing. This is not something I've seen a lot in Japan. I'm not sure if hash browns are much of a thing there, but I'm guessing that's what that is. Omoretsu is an omelet recipe. Pancake recipe. Pan, bread recipe. It's a lot of recipes. Oh no, there's no pale ale. We have to like make pale ale, I guess. Zannen desu ne. We do not have pale ale. That could be a problem. Anytime I'm in rooms like this, I think back to like Final Fantasy VI, and all I want to do is like find some secret passageway that would like lead to some other secret place. I always feel like there should be more secret passageways in games. Ever since I was a kid, I'm kind of obsessed with finding secret passageways in this kind of 2D game. Like, there should really be no reason there would be one here, but I feel like there should be a secret passageway here. Agent says, to say you were hungry, can't you also say onaka ga suita? Yep. That, I think, is probably the most common way, actually. Suku means to be empty, so suita is the past form of that. Onaka is stomach. Onaka ga suita. Since we, Zelda almost won the vote of what game to play. We had a vote on Twitch. For all the people that voted for that, this can be our Zelda moment. Because this is very strongly Zelda, for me at least. I guess not the bullet aspect, but the colors and just the level layout and look reminds me of a lot of the first Zelda game. Shinda. What do you get if you finish the Prairie King? I have no idea, because all I do is die in this game. Sorry, I was reading some comments, so I was dying quite a bit. It looks more like The Binding of Isaac. Yeah, you're probably right. Just the kind of layout, the color scheme reminds me of it. So we can say restart or shuryo, which means to finish. Shuryo. So our power level is, of course, 1005, the number of words we've learned this year on Japanese Quest. Our goal we finally reached of 1000. But if we find more words in this game today, we can add to that. Boku to hanashi o shi ni waza yatte kita no kai. Yasashin da ne. So you came all the way over here to talk to me? WW. Not sure entirely how to say your name, but yokoso. Japanese Questway, welcome. Says you came all the way to talk to me? Yasashi. Here's a good word. Means like kind or friendly. You're very friendly to come over to talk to me. Kit Kat. The Tsukimashita, I'm not sure where that's from, but what Agent Hack says works. Onaka ga suita. Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you make it, if you add ka, then yeah, it can be a question. But yeah, not Tsuki, it's Suki. It's with a su. So you could say like, onaka ga sukimashita ka. But not su, it's su with a su. That's the only thing. But yeah, Kit Kat, sounds like you're right. Alright, so where are we? We're talking to... Ara? Zareda? Emily. I think this is like our only kind of friend. She seems like the nicest person in the game. Ha? Kyou no shigoto wa dame da wa. So my job today was no good. Shigoto. Job. Kyou. Today. So kyou no shigoto. My job today. And what does she think about it? So wa marks the topic. So this is the topic. So as for my job today, dame datta. It did not go well. It's not good. Ah, konnichiwa, dare desho? Who is this guy? Clinto. Kurinto. It's the guy that works at the museum, is it? Or no, it's the blacksmith guy? Anta. Yaru koto wa nai ka? Yaru koto wa nai no ka? Okay, so yaru means to do. So yaru koto makes it into a noun. So things to do. Koto means things. For kind of actions and abstract things. So yaru koto wa nai no ka? So don't you have anything else to do or anything better to do? Not really. Some good words at the bottom. If you've seen Naruto, you might know this word from it. I think it's the first time I was exposed to the word mendokusai. Troublesome. Shikamaru will always say that word. Mendokusai. Notice they changed some of the words in the game too from English. We have the kanji for inu, dog. Don't see a dog there though. Osoku natta ne. Got late. Kairimashou. Impeller says, since you've been playing quite a bit, has the translation in this game held up? It might seem a bit strange in parts, but my feeling is if you're playing the game and you're interested in Japanese, you might as well switch it to Japanese. You get a lot more Japanese exposure than if you didn't. But I would recommend that if you want like authentically Japanese games that won't have any strange translation, unnatural areas, to play original Japanese games. But if you're going to play a game that's not Japanese anyway, some people just love this game, but you might also love Japanese, then you might as well switch it to Japanese. That's my philosophy on it. But I'd say most of the translation seems okay. There are definitely some issues with it, and there's been other websites and things that have pointed out some of those as well. Alright, so let's go to bed here. Kyou wa mou nemasu ka? So are you ready to go to sleep today? We can say hai, or yeah, yes, or no. I'll say hai. In the corner you can say seibuchu, meaning it's in the middle of saving, in the process of saving. Yatta. So we didn't even see that the other screen because we didn't make any money, I guess. I think we have a few crops that we can probably sell. Naruhodo. So since it's been a year now doing Japanese Quest, this whole thing was an experiment. It's kind of a good time to reflect on how the year has gone. Just like to thank anyone in chat or anyone on YouTube watching or wherever else who's been with us on this journey up to this point, or off and on, or for this first time today who's been with us, joining us. Just like to say, arigato. Thanks for joining us on this journey. It's been an experiment. I'd say it's been largely a successful experiment. For my end, I'd say largely it's been fun. It was kind of hard to keep it up, I feel like 5 days a week. A lot of streamers go even more than that. They do like 6 days a week, 7 days a week. And if that's your full-time job, then I guess I can see that. But even if it is your full-time job, it's kind of a lot. It's weird when you spend your whole life kind of playing games by yourself or with, you know, one or two friends. Suddenly you're playing for an audience. It's certainly a different feel. But I'd say the thing that I've really liked and that's worked fairly well on this channel is kind of the reason I made it in the first place, and that's, I think the power level down here worked fairly well. So that even though we are playing lots of different games and doing lots of different things, there's kind of a continuous thread of progress, of leveling up. Just like in video games how you level up, we've kind of been leveling up on this quest. I think that's worked fairly well. And the way that we've been collecting the words so we can see them each day and have a reminder of where we've been, that's worked fairly well. One thing that didn't work so well, this kitty, the plan was to have the kitty on my lap every stream and have it be live. It's not live anymore, it used to be live. But I realized the kitty was too crazy, he'd run around, so now it's not live. Also, sitting like that, after a while, it's not so good to sit so long. So it really works better having it be a loop. I'd say the chat on the side has worked fairly well. People are able to kind of bring their own perspective, their own ideas, Japanese questions, resources. Because I feel like a lot of times people have better things to say than even I do. So I feel like that's worked pretty well. Of all the games we've played, it's hard to even pick a favorite. I've really enjoyed Stardew Valley, Breath of the Wild. This game was fun too, although we haven't played it quite so much. Alright, so I think, did we water all these now? さあ、今から... So, Sixily, こんにちは。これからも英語を教えていきたいんですが。さあ。まあ確かに2年間日本で英語を教えましたね。でも最近、まあ日本語の方が教えたいんですね。それこそ日本 Japanese Quest. That is the goal of Japanese Quest anyway. To teach Japanese in a different way. We at times do teach some English here as well. But the focus is on Japanese. I taught English for 2 years in Japan. But to be honest, I kind of got burnt out on it. So I'm more interested in teaching English now. Teaching Japanese now, not English. But on this stream, I'd say we teach a bit of both. It's been a while since we've been down here. Let's see if we can't do something here. Yeah, if I went back to Japan, I probably wouldn't want to teach English again. But it was a great experience at the time. Where in Japan did I teach? It's a place probably a lot of people in chat won't know, because often when you teach in Japan, if you're on the JET program like I was, they put you in a random small town. It was a smaller town called, a smaller prefecture called Yamaguchi Prefecture. It's at the western tip of Honshu, near Fukuoka, between Fukuoka and Hiroshima. So Yamaguchi Prefecture is where I taught. I liked it quite a bit, but if I lived in Japan again, I probably want to be in a bigger city, just to have more access to more aspects of modern culture. I loved it though. For 2 years it was perfect. Best restaurant in Yamaguchi? I have no idea. I would just pick a random yakiniku restaurant. KFC? I never went to KFC too much. I would go to McDonald's at least once a month though, for a taste of home. It's funny, I don't go to McDonald's much in the US, but in Japan I kind of would, because it's like the one place around that would be familiar sometimes. Hawksbreak says, was it hard to become an English teacher in Japan? What do you mean by that? Was it hard? In terms of being accepted to the program, it was the JET program that I did. There's other programs you can do too, but There's other companies you can work for. The JET program, you need a 4-year degree. And even then, it is somewhat selective. I went through Chicago, and I think something like a third of the people made it in through Chicago. So you had to send in your application. If they like you, you get an interview. It's kind of random if they like you. My friend in my same college didn't get interviewed. Have no idea why. So it's a little bit random. Did the interview at the consulate. Had to drive to Chicago for it. Got in. My girlfriend at the time got in too. But a lot of people we knew didn't get in. It's a little random. So if you don't get into JET, there's other options too. Of course, you don't have to teach. There's other options. For example, I met French people who lived near where I did, and I think they were doing something with a company. In France, and they got to be there. So kozan o deru. Kozan is mine. Deru, to leave. Hawksbreak says, I'm looking into going to Japan. Wanted to see if I could live there for a period of time. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To me, it was a really, really good experience. And it seems like if you have a 4-year degree, there's a lot of opportunities to teach English in Japan. The JET program that I did is just one opportunity through the Japanese government to teach in public schools. I've had friends who've done it recently as well. I did it a bit longer ago. But there's other programs too. I think Aeon is one. If you Google it, I'm sure you can find a lot more. Ooh, Six Silly says, I want to teach in Hokkaido. Hokkaido で日本語を教えたいんですよ。いいですね。僕は去年北海道に行きましたよ。よかったですよ。よかったね。Yeah, it was a really good experience going to Hokkaido. That would be a great place to teach Japanese or English. Yeah, you said teach Japanese. But either way, if you want to teach Japanese there, that might be good too. Looks like Demetrius does not want to talk because he's thinking. Kangai-goto. Thinking. Kangai-gotoをしている. So 6 says, I've had to spend a few weeks in Japan just screwing around and seeing what it would be like to live there. I find it kind of lonely. It's hard to really connect with people. Yeah, you are not alone in saying that at all, 6. I think in general, living abroad, that can be a common experience. But I think possibly Japan even more than some other countries. It is fairly insular. I think it can be hard to break into having what feels like real friends in Japan. Like in a way, I think it was easier for me because I went with my American girlfriend at the time for those 2 years. So really, I was kind of insulated because often the weekends I'd hang out with her and other foreigners and Japanese people. But I think it would have been more challenging if I had gone over completely alone. I think I still would have loved it and really enjoyed it. And I think in a way it would have been better because I'd meet more Japanese people. And I think I would have, like, I think I'm the personality, the type that would, I'd find people even if, I didn't make best friends. I kind of like being by myself as well. I kind of became a language monk when I was in Japan. I would just be in my apartment all the time, just studying for N2. I would just study like 8 hours or more a day. even though I was in Japan, I kind of became a language monk and just studied with flashcards and media and. But I think it depends on what you want to do and what you put your energy and time into. I think I've seen people do both. But I do think it's hard to connect with people anytime where you don't share a native language. I mean, it's hard to connect if you do share a native language. That's kind of the human condition, right? So Hawk says, fun fact, my English teacher speaks fluent Japanese. Also held a Japanese club. Nice. That's pretty rare. My Japanese wasn't good enough to hold long conversations because it was enough to impress people. Yeah, I think that's generally what you do find. It's kind of hard to get to that level of having longer conversations. The longest conversations I've had in Japanese were on Skype. Actually, I had some Skype friends for a while. I haven't gone on Skype for years, but I used to do that. 今日はもう寝ますか? Actually, that's an area of myself that I need. Well, I don't need to. I mean, you don't need to do anything really, but I don't have any close Japanese friends myself. It's not something I put tons of effort into. So we made some money through farming, nogyo. So really, like, the big part of my Japanese language exposure, is reading in Japanese books, Japanese games, Japanese internet. Of course, people write that, but where I live, I don't speak to people so much, and that's definitely an area that I could probably stand to spend more time on. English is difficult too. Saishu gatherings, we made some money from there. Okay. Agent says, I use HelloTalk. Yeah, I've heard that's really good. I don't even know if Skype is viable anymore, but at the time there's Skype friend sites. I talk to people for hours on Skype. 6 says, the most fun I had in Tokyo was going to a language exchange in Tokyo. Nice. Being able to jump back and forth between languages is really helpful. That sounds good. And I find if you find a language exchange or like a Japanese speaking group where you live in your country, that can be a great way too. Yatta, blueberry. We got the blueberries. We planted a lot of blueberries because I think they regrow. And I'm lazy and I don't want to plant more plants than I need to. Idesne. Hawk says Italki's also good for that. Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Yeah, it's not really something I'm looking for so much right now, but yeah, I feel like sometimes you reach a certain point in your life and you're not looking that much for friends anymore. And sometimes I feel like it's kind of sad in a way, but I feel like sometimes I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm just not looking that much for friends and I don't really care. Like if you have, you know, a handful of good friends and a few dozen other decent friends, it's kind of like I'm good for the next 20 years. And it happens that in that group, there are no Japanese friendships. I guess that makes sense considering where I live and native languages. So 6 says, Stardew use katakana where it shouldn't. Some translations get lazy. Yeah, that's true, but actually some translations kind of go the other way too, and they over-translate. Like, too many things they make into, like, native Japanese, which they think, so it should be either English or katakana. For this translation, I don't know, to me it seems about right, but we can keep going and see how we feel about it. I haven't played this game for a while, so we are back into it now after a couple months. So Agent says, I mostly use HelloTalk to get native speakers to talk. You don't always need to make friends. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I have plenty of Japanese acquaintances and you know, friends that I talk to every once in a while. I had a roommate, a Japanese roommate, for a couple of years, which was a good experience. But the problem was we both wanted to speak the other language. She wanted to speak English, I wanted to speak Japanese, so in the end we just never talked, even though we got along well, we just didn't talk very much. And when we did talk, it was in the US, so mostly used English. Does anyone know what we're supposed to be doing in this game? I realize there's no like overarching goal for this game, but I'm wondering at this point in the game if there's something I should be doing. Probably not fishing in the field. Living life to the fullest. Yeah, I guess we're kind of doing that then. Just talking about life, enjoying the summer in a virtual world. It is kind of nice just to like hang out, relax in this game. Anyone in chat, do you have a favorite word in Japanese? 日本語で一番好きな言葉は何ですか? Impeller says 昔話. So like an old story, a legend, or a folk tale. いいですね. Agent says romancing characters. Yeah, I guess I forgot about that. I never really have done that part of this game. Impeller says, or tamanegi, like an onion. That's a good word. Agent says kazari. Interesting. I did not expect anyone to say that. So it's like decoration. Hawk says omoshiroi. That's a good word. 一番面白い言葉は面白い。それも面白い。It creates like an 面白い feedback loop. Interesting is my favorite. The most interesting word in English is interesting, and I find that interesting. And I also find that interesting. That also is interesting. That also is omoshiroi. That's omoshiroi. That's even more omoshiroi. It's a feedback loop of omoshiroi. And interesting. What have you discovered? Hawk's Break. You have found infinity today. That'll be useful for later. In Stardew Valley, maybe we can like power our sprinklers off of that feedback loop of omoshiroi. そうですね。面白い。Speaking of sprinklers, I realize what I'm trying to do. Must go deeper and deeper in the mine so we can get sprinklers. Get like better minerals. I think that's a goal. Because I hate watering plants. Blueberry. Let's see, I think I'm gonna put my standing desk up. Good to mix it up when you're streaming. Some standing, some sitting. Let's try standing. as we continue our journey in Stardew Valley. Let's see, what time of day is it? I think we have time to jump into the mines. You can work your way down the mine to get better gear. Yeah, that's the goal, kind of, I think. Konnichiwa. Anyone have a New Year's resolution? My New Year's resolution last year was kind of to do Japanese Quest, to do this stream. I was going to give it a year, see how it went, go hard for a year, see if people liked it, see if I liked it, see if there's some educational value in games. And I was planning to go 5 days a week for the whole year. Ended up getting injured from streaming, didn't do that. But still, I'd feel like I pretty much kept to that goal. That New Year resolution, I think, was for the best and went well. I kind of called it the year of leveling up, and we've done that here in Japanese Quest, level up to 1000. I wonder what power level we'll get up to next year. To be honest, though, I'm not totally sure about this next year, what my New Year's resolution might be. So in chat, if you have, do you have any goals for the next year? It doesn't have to be about Japanese. It could be about Japanese. Do you have any goals or New Year's resolutions for the next year that you are brave enough to say in a semi-public forum like this? To be honest, my main resolution or goal might be to get 100% healthy again, since my resolution from last year messed up my hip from streaming with a cat in my lap and just being in a suboptimal ergonomic position. My goal this year is to get back to working out more, walking, jogging. So my goal, I think, this year is to get... Last year was the year of leveling up. This next year, the year of getting strong, getting healthy. Agent says, I want to get back to getting my degree. Got to get that bachelor's soon. Taking some classes toward Japanese translator career goal. Nice. Ganbare. Oen shimasu. So oen is kind of like to cheer someone on. So if you say oen suru, oen shimasu, this means I support you in your goal. My current goal is to get to, let's try to get to like the floor 30 in this mine. Sometimes with the goal is make a small goal, an achievable goal. Anyone else in chat any goals for the new year? It can be small or big things. Doesn't have to be serious. I don't think I have a serious New Year's resolution right now, but my goal is to focus more on physical fitness and health, since I kind of neglected that since I was focusing so much on this stream. I kind of didn't even fathom that I could get injured from sitting too long or streaming, because I've always been kind of like, I don't know, invincible physically. I was a wrestler in high school, so I've kind of just always taken the physical for granted, because I've always been, you know, in good shape and could do like, you know, 100 push-ups and things. Didn't expect that to be an issue, but you never know. So this year the focus is continue Japanese Quest, but also do it the right way. Not at the sacrifice of physical fitness. Hawk says, I think mine was to learn songs on my guitar, more songs on my guitar. いいですね。頑張れ。早い。I forgot these enemies can make paths down too. That's nice. Let's see. Impeller says, I want to finish 3 games in Japanese. Walk my dog more. Nigero! Nigero! Run away! Impeller, what games are you thinking of? Have you started yet? I'm not totally sure what games we'll play next year in Japanese Quest. Some I'm considering are Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee. I'm considering that. Kingdom Hearts 3 I'm considering. Kingdom Hearts 2, possibly before that. Maybe Final Fantasy 7. Impeller says, I'm playing Zelda now. I think Pokemon Let's Go seems pretty good. Because it's simple. Yeah, I think that would be a good one. A lot of people seem to be playing it in Japanese. Pick up Yokai Watch 4 if it ever comes out. Naruto. Oh no, we're out of energy, aren't we? Oh no, we're so close to the next level. But it's too late, too. Shogunai. Nigero. Is that Griffin in the background? Yes, it is. He does not like that I'm streaming away from him right now. There is a kitty in the background. Yeah, abonai. Will we get back in time? We're talking so much about goals, I'm forgetting we need to get back home. Karimashou. The kitty's okay. The kitty just always meows. The kitty's a big meower. The past few streams, I was able to get the kitty to sleep under the blanket for a few hours while we're streaming. Otherwise, when I'm at the standing desk here, since the kitty cannot be in my lap, like the olden days, kitty doesn't like that. Kitty doesn't like the standing desk. Kyou wa mou nemasu ka? Hai. Nemasu. Yatta! So let's see, we're leveling up, which is what we do on Japanese Quest. We level up in Japanese. We also level up in game. Let's see, level 3 in Saishu. Gathering. Ii desu ne. So what are we getting? A new recipe. Crafto recipe. Atarashi crafto recipe. So a new craft recipe. So Jueki Saishuki. So it's like a, what do they call that in English? Like a sap collector. Jueki is sap. Saishu is gather. And then ki is like a device. So put all that kanji together. It's like a sap gatherer. The kitty was summoning a dragon. That could be. Oh, nice. We're level 2 in battle as well. Sento battle. Plus 5 HP. Atarashi craft recipe. So we have a new craft recipe. And the kitty just told you what it's called. It's called Life Elixir. Life Elixir. I want to actually see if I can get an angle on the kitty since he's meowing. Chotto matte. I'm going to go to the kitty cam really quickly. I probably don't have a good angle, but let me just check. So there's the kitty. You can barely see the kitty, but the kitty won't stay there. Griffin sensei, konnichiwa. Kawaii desu ne. Yeah, like a tree tap, it's called. You can see the Christmas tree in the background and this kitty here. Seems like my... Let's see if I can get the camera at the edge. It's kind of far for the kitty. Kawaii desu ne. Chisai neko. So this is the kitty. It's live. It's not usually live. Kawaii neko desu ne. My camera doesn't fully go over there, so I'm going to go back to the loop, but you can say hello. Konnichiwa, Griffin-san. Ooh, where are you going now? Are you going to sit there, kitty? That's a good sitting spot for you. you sit there, I can put the camera here, kitty. That kind of works. You can sit there, kitty. It's like you're in the stream. Kawaii ne. See, the kitty always wants his cuddles. And the problem, I'm standing right now, so the kitty's not fully getting the cuddles. Neko-chan kawaii. Let's pet the kitty in-game and in real life. We will pet you at both levels of reality, kitty. Kawaii. Yeah, it's kind of nice. The last stream of the year, we're actually getting some good kitty footage. It's been a long time since we've actually had that. It's a good place for you to sit, kitty. We can actually get you, for once, live. Kawaii. Ah, yatta. Ame. Ooh. Tomoro koshi. Corn. We got corn. Which in Japanese is tomoro koshi. Can also be kon in katakana, I believe. These are not finished. I think this is the perfect time to try to get to the next level of the mine since it is raining. So let's try for that. Kawaii desu ne, Neko-chan. Gotta pet the kitty some more. Kawaii, Griffin Sensei. The kitty likes showing off the camera, so the kitty's glad to be live right now. On the arm of the couch. Let's go back to the mine. Kozan ni ikimashou. Kozan is mine. Iku is to go. Kozan ni iku. I haven't used this kitty cam for so long, it's kind of messed up. He is well behaved, ne? Except when he's meowing incessantly, which is a lot. I do not like the look of this. There's too many larvae. I feel like they might evolve into something. Hawk's break. Yeah, that should work. Kozan e ikimashou. Yeah, delicious bug meat. Mushi. Mushi is bug. Mushi no niku. It's true, Agent. It's true. It just can get a bit much sometimes. I've heard about it from the neighbors at times. Not as complaints, but just that kitty talks a lot. You've not heard the full extent of it yet. It's a high-level kitty. We must make it to level 30 this time. Can you eat bug meat, I wonder? Yeah, Agent, you have not heard the full extent of the kitty's powers, but sometimes the kitty goes really hard with the meowing. He's a high-level meower. His meow level is over 9,000. It definitely is. If you counted all the meows he's done, it's certainly over 9,000. Nande? Are they kidding? Oh. Phew. Got worried there that we're gonna get attacked. Yeah, there's some kind of a gas or something that I think monsters come. All of his skill points are in meow and jump. He put a lot of skill points in jump as well. He's a good jumper. Just like this slime here. Oh no, these guys are the worst. We must get to level 30. Oh no! Yeah, bye. Looks like he's reading chat. Oh, nice. Was he reading the chat? Do we have anything to eat? Oh no. Can we eat something? Huh, so you can eat algae. That's the one thing we can eat. This is bad. We're gonna run out of energy. You cannot eat bug meat. Eh. Midori no mo. Tabemasu ka? Hai. Oh no, that did like nothing. We must get lucky. Nigero! I didn't have time to fight you. Yatta! We made it. Level 30. Now we can actually get back down here. Yatta, yatta. Yatta ze. Let's get some dragon hype for that one. I'll bring the kitty here too since the kitty's live. Some kitty hype. Neko hype. I did not think we're making it that run. Ureshi. We must go deeper to get the better minerals. Just like when you're studying a language, you must go deeper, get the better minerals, make that sprinkler. I don't know how it works for a metaphor, but let's just go with it. One thing we do in Japanese Quest, we make everything into a language metaphor. Because you never know what metaphor might help that certain person. Let's go to sleep early today. We had a hard day. Kyo wa mo nemasu ka? Would you like to go to sleep? Greg 2B. Bringing the mo hype too. Konnichiwa. And we've leveled up even more. In what? In Nogyo. Farming abilities were quite high, level 5. So we've leveled up in Japanese to 1005 in our power level, the words we found this year. And now we're level 5 in Nogyo farming in this game. Nice. Ooh, so we have to pick a specialization job. So Tokashoku. And we have two options. Dobutsu Shikusha. So like an animal raiser. Or like I'm actually not that familiar with that. Is that like Kosakusha or Hosakusha? I'm going to look that up because I'm not totally sure on that one. So the kitty just jumped down, so the kitty's not live anymore, but... Alright. The kitty's back to the meowing ways. So Hosaku means abundant harvest. It is not that. But perhaps if people play that, people know what that option is. Is it Kosaku? Yeah, it's Kosaku. Okay, so then Kosakusha would mean like you can pick farmer or like the animal path. Kosaku, cultivation, farming. So yeah, and one word, probably a word I've learned before, but not one I've seen enough to totally remember. Kosaku, cultivation, farming. All right, so which one do you think we should choose? I actually don't know, and why don't we vote? So let's vote 1 for Dobutsu, 1 for animals, and 2 for Kosaku, cultivation, farming. What do you think? We can vote in chat, pick our path. And it says, Dobutsu item no urine ga 20% 上がる. So what it does is animal products go up by 20%. And for this one, sakumotsu no urine ga 10% 上がる. So then your sales from selling crops will go up. I think I'll actually vote for 2 because I think they will probably do more crops than animal stuff. So agent goes for 1, but I'm okay with either. Let's beat those plants. Bulba goes for 2. Hawk's impeller goes for 2. I might have also biased it by saying 2, but anyway, yeah, it seems like we'll probably get more bang for our buck with our play style because animals are really time intensive, and I'm not sure if we'll have so much time since language is more of a focus. So why don't we go with Kosakusha, a grower versus a animal tender or whatever it's called in English. Yosh. Thank you everyone who voted. Both are good options. I think in a way the animal one is cooler. Just after having played the game, I feel like the reality of the way we will play might be a bit better this way. As you can see, we have so much money coming in through farming. We're likely to see more return on our investment that way. Yosh! So ですね。金持ちになった. We are now rich. 金持ち, kane means money, mochi means to hold. 金持ち, rich. We are now rich. Relatively. Oh no, do not attack the crops with a sword. It's not good. So I like these crops because they all plant themselves. We do have to water them. Or they keep going through all of summer, I think, at least. Hawksbreak Road. Kanemochi. そうですね。今日はいい天気ですね。So we talked about New Year resolutions in general. To anyone in chat, do you have any goals of do you have any Japanese goals this year? 来年日本語の目的がありますか? Do you have a Japanese goal in the new year? Maybe some habit you want to do every day, or some target for learning, or something you want to complete, maybe some test you want to take or pass. Anyone have any Japanese goals for the new year? 日本語の目的 is goal. So 日本語の目的がありますか? If so, if you share them in chat, it might inspire someone else to make a Japanese goal of their own, even if they see it not this year, if they see it on YouTube, like, I don't know, a few months from now or something. It might inspire them to make a similar or different goal. Let's see, Impeller says, learn more grammar. I know around 1,000 kanji, and I'm N4 in grammar. That sounds good. For grammar, I'm trying to think what I found most helpful. In a way, I feel like for me, what was most helpful is getting a base vocabulary and then just being exposed to a lot of Japanese, either speaking it or reading it, and getting a sense of how grammar is in context. But then having a good grammar dictionary can help as well. I really like the... let me see if I can show you my grammar dictionary here. 1 second. So just responding again to the comment by Impeller about grammar, I do really... These I found really helpful for me. If you're into getting books. Let me go to my cat cam again. The kitty's not there. But yeah, these two books, A Dictionary of Basic Japanese Grammar, and the next one is Dictionary of Intermediate Japanese Grammar. Especially the basic one, I found to be really, really good. Let me just show it to you a little bit in the corner here. Maybe should I pause a bit here? What I would do as I was studying for N2, I went through this entire book and I actually found it to be really useful. And I would kind of mark with a triangle or something each thing I had read through and underline everything. I found this to be a very helpful tool. There's, I think, free options online that can be probably just as helpful. But I just like suggesting this grammar book. I got it in Japan, it looks like. 2,800 yen, so I think you can get it on Amazon. I think it's quite good. Anyway, let's look at the other comments. But I think Take Him can be really, really good. If you haven't done Take Him or Imabi, those are two free examples online that are really, really good for grammar. Take Him can be really helpful for grammar, I think. And let's see. Bubble Fighter says, my target is to take my studies seriously. Self-Japanese studies after my English exams. Ine. Sounds good. Agent says, build my vocab and get better with kanji, probably. Sounds good. Impeller says, it's what happens when you just do wanikani. Yeah. That's a really good foundation, though, and it will help with everything else, so I think it's a great place to start. Hawk says, I'd like to get to the point where I can understand Japanese gameplay. Ine. That sounds like a good goal. That's a much longer term goal. Japanese games are challenging to play because it's just completely native language, but it's a good goal. Greg says, I'd really like to still do a lesson on italki since it was a goal from before. Gonna check Amazon JP for it. That's awesome for that, thanks. Yeah, I think you can probably find it on Amazon. Like if you're in Japan, that's good, but I think you can probably find it on Amazon in your country too. He just recently updated his app and it's a lot better. Are you saying wanikani? If so, that's good. I did hear it was updated. Never used it myself, but it looks helpful. Oh, Take Him. Oh, that's good. Why am I holding a torch? I do not know. Let us sell a torch. So Boba Fighter says the real question is, what is the real question? That you might have a point there. Greg says there was a good interview podcast with a Wanikani guy recently. Really? Any interesting insights in that interview? I did not hear about that. Back to the mines. Konnichiwa. Ore ni nanika you ka? Do you have something to talk to me about? Betsu ni. The podcast isn't bad if you don't mind tangents sometimes. They interview translators for FFX and stuff. Nice. Let's see if we can sneak down another level really quickly. Kurai. Chotto kawaii. Or, why did I say kawaii? Chotto kawaii. It is not cute, it is scary. Now it's definitely scary. Kawaii, kawaii. I think we're gonna die in here. 絶対死ぬ。何も見えない。 強い。危ないですよこれ。やばい。え、何これ。 Why does that have to be dark? I knew there was a reason we were holding that torch. We're supposed to hold a torch. They talk a bit. The end note is to do something every day. Yeah, that's kind of our big message as well. Find a system that works for you, whether it's Wanikani, Anki, reading a textbook, reading Japanese media of some sort, or some combination, and then just doing it. Something that works for you in your schedule and do it every day. I thought Griffin was a monster in the game for a second. He would be a seriously scary monster in this game. Yeah, my goals for Japanese, I would like to read more Japanese books. I'd like to do more writing in Japanese. I'd like to continue Japanese Quest. I'm considering doing a Japanese Quest manga. The problem is I can't draw, so I'm trying to figure out if that's even worth considering. But I have like a Google Doc with 50 plus comic ideas already. So we'll see what plays out. What have I been reading recently? I just read this book called Kombini Ningen, which means like kombini human, which I highly recommend. It was really good. Oh no, we are going to die. Nigero, we must run. Yeah, it's about a woman who works in a kombini. Kombini Ningen wa 面白い小説ですよ。おすすめです。あ、ノンス、おはようございます。It's about a woman who works in a kombini. She's been working there half her life for 18 years. And she kind of becomes a creature of the kombini. Her cells are made of the kombini because she eats food from there. She calls it a box of light. Hikari no hako. Kombini wa hikari no hako desu ne. And she finds meaning only in her life in the kombini. It kind of makes her a part of society. Konbini Ningen という小説では、主人公はコンビニで働いて、コンビニの生活によって世界の歯車になりますね。She becomes like a gear of society, she says. Haguruma. Because of the kombini. So she finds meaning because of the kombini. It's pretty interesting. The problem is the people around her think, why in the world is she still working at the kombini? That's like a job for when you're young. Or if you're just doing it part-time, but she's, she's not married. She's never getting married. Why is she at a kombini? I recommend the book. It's fairly readable. You can get it on Amazon Japan. That's where I got it, the Kindle version. It's a relatively easy read, but that's relatively, of course. It's going to be a challenge. It's in Japanese. But compared to most of the books I've read, it's more readable than many. Judgment Chain, konnichiwa. Impeller, Nonsu, Agent, みんな元気ですか？僕は元気ですよ。もうすぐ20 or 2019年ですね. It's almost 2019. よかったです. Good to hear you're doing well. That's a weird Genki you wrote there. The Genki standard for weights and measures. Bringing the dragon. よかったよかった. Yeah, that's like a Genki that I've never seen before, though, so that's a funny one. Genki, standard for weights and measures. 今日はもう寝ますか? はい。寝る。よっしゃ. Okay, let's see here. I'm kind of rearranging some things here. よし。おはよう。それだ。So good morning, Zelda. 今日は君にいいニュースがあるんだ. So I've got good news for you today. 何日か前、この辺りの環境に関する研究で大きな発見をしてね. So let's break this down a bit. We just talked about this word recently. Kenkyu, research, or we did not talk about it actually. That's something I was working on for later that I'm going to show. Later, I'm going to start releasing word lists and Anki decks for each game that we do. And one of the words for Breath of the Wild was Kenkyu, research, because I do a lot of research in that game. So we'll make lists of 50 words for each game we play. And when we play new games, we'll kind of make a new list for that game, kind of distilling the spirit of that game into 50 Japanese words. So Kenkyu was one of the words in Breath of the Wild. So he said we did some important research here about the environment. Kankyo. Environment. Kankyo ni kansuru kenkyu. So that means ni kansuru is a piece of grammar telling us that this is research about the environment. Research in regards to the environment. And there was a big discovery. Hakken discovery. 技術的な細かい話は省って要点だけ言うと So if I just tell you the main point 君の牧場の西側に小さな洞窟があるだろう So in the west of your farm area there's a small cave, right? So we talked about the word for cave and how it can be confusing because if you look it up, there's lots of words for cave. And I said, this is the one that you should learn first. If you want to learn a word for cave. Dokutsu. Dokutsu. Cave. So there's a cave. あそこを活用すれば、私たち二人にとっていいことがある. Really made me think, ようこそ Japanese Quest to it. And my hope is that we will really make you think and other people here think. And now that we have a party member named, really made me think, we can hopefully make people think even more. That sounds like a win-win. Okay, let's continue. Yokoso, welcome. So yeah, we can use that cave, he's saying. Dokutsu no naka o. So in that cave, 地域の動植物が暮らしやすい環境にしたいんだ。そうすれば私は特定の環境下で動植物を観察できる。そして君は彼らが生み出すものを Shukaku dekiru wake da. So this is the good thing for us. Shukaku means to like collect or harvest. So we can collect the things. So he's saying there's like a cave over here by our Japanese Quest logo. So there's some kind of cave, and he can do research in the cave and to check the environment, kankyo, and we can harvest the vegetables and things in the cave. いいですね。環境なんだが、キノコ類向けとフルーツコウモリ向け。Okay, so it seems like the type of environment, kankyo again, environment. The type of environment is for things like kinoko, mushrooms, and fruit bats, furutsu. And then komori means bat. And then muke means like, it's kind of things like that. So, どちらにする? コウモリたちは、時よく or 時折 so once in a while that bats 果物を残していく so once in a while they will leave behind fruit. Interesting. Okay. So どちらを選びますか? So which would you like to do? Kinoko, mushrooms, or koumori bats? Which gets you fruit, I guess, because they're fruit bats. My other game I did Kinoko, so in a way I think I might vote for koumori, but I don't really know. Let's vote in chat, which we'll do. We'll say ichi for Kinoko or ni for koumori. And we can vote in chat. Kinoko, mushrooms, or koumori, bats. どっちでもいいけど、キノコかコウモリか、どちらを選びましょう。So Sunbeard is going for koumori. Impeller is going for koumori. Hybram says koumori を選んでください. So please choose koumori. 他の意見がありますか? Any other opinions? Let's give it 5 seconds. あと5秒。5、4、3、2、1、0。よし。コウモリにしましょう。Let's go with コウモリ。了解だ。Roger, understood. 今から環境をセッティングするよ。So I will set up the environment. そんなに時間はかからないはず。It will not take so much time. 許可してくれてありがとう。Thank you for giving me permission. Good word here. 許可. Permission. For example, if you say 許可する means to give permission. Or 許可された was given permission. Let's check our cave. 洞窟はどこでしょう? 見えない. Can't really see our cave because it's behind the tree. Sunbeard says, Demetrius-san wa teine desu ne. Yeah, teine. He's polite. Ah, hora. 洞窟ありますよね。何もない。So there's nothing here. Oh, wait. コウモリ見える. That's kind of cool. I never saw that before. コウモリの目見える. ちょっと怖い. Is that all of them? Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku. 飛びましたね。Did that one fly? ちょっと怖い。何もない。No new crops. Kyomo, いい天気ですね。So anyone just joining, my name is Akira Sensei. This is a channel for learning Japanese from Japanese games. We've been doing it all year. It will continue to the new year. This is our last stream for this year, 2018. Earlier we talked about what is your Japanese goal in general or for the new year. I found that one of the most helpful things for my Japanese learning was making, for me at the time, an ambitious Japanese goal and then going for it. It's odd, 'cause the JLPT test, the Japanese language proficiency test, you don't need to take, but for me it was very helpful as a goal. When I was studying for N2, I started out about N5 level. I learned so much in those 9 months that I studied. I went from like 100 kanji to almost 1,000. Probably like 1,000 words to, I don't know, perhaps 5,000 or almost trying to get there. Just every day learning as much as I possibly could. For me, helped a lot. I just did it full time. I lived in Japan. It was my life being a language monk for like 9 months. I decided that if a life could be created inside a human being in 9 months, I could create a language in my brain in 9 months, and I just went super hard. And of course there were gaps in what I was learning, but it helped to push me to that next level at that time. Impaler says, how much are the practice tests of the JLPT website like the real thing? They're really exactly like the real thing, just shorter. I mean, really some of the hardest thing about the JLPT is the time constraints. So if you ever do a practice test, make sure you do it with time constraints. Japanese Quest says, how do you retain information the best? I find it hard to retain words unless I'm actually using them. But you're not consistently using all the words you know. I agree. It's a challenge. It's a continuing challenge for me. I'll forget words sometimes and learn them again. I would say, I mean, the best thing that's worked for me is, I mean, it's a good question. Let's talk about it seriously for a minute. I'd say at the time I studied for those tests, it helped for me to have a flashcard system. I don't use Anki anymore. After passing N1 in a few months, several months after that, I stopped doing Anki. I felt like after that, just reading was good enough for repetition. But I'd say either a system like flashcards or Anki or something like that, in addition to reading. Or other exposure to the language like listening. You just need to keep your exposure up. Talking. And just, when you learn new words, you're right. One exposure is not enough. Research says you need somewhere between 7 and 14 exposures. I've seen different numbers quoted different places. But I think the important thing is continue to have exposure through listening, talking, reading, Anki, And then the most important thing to do all of those things, and these are just options. You don't have to do these ones in particular, but find what works for you, and then doing it mainichi. Every day is the big thing. Mainichi means every day. So mainichi, mainichi. So find some system. It doesn't have to be Anki. It's a flashcard system that I found helpful to get you spaced repetition on the words that you've learned so you don't forget them. Reading. To me, this is what I do now. I don't do Anki anymore. For me now, reading is my spaced repetition system. So if I don't see a word and I forget it, because I haven't seen it for, say, 3 years, then I don't really need to know that word. But if I read it, I see it again, I'll be reminded, I'll know that word. So you know the words that you need, basically. But you need enough exposure to keep that up through reading, listening, talking. And for reading, what works for me is books, internet, so things like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, all that stuff, do it in Japanese. Games, all that stuff. But yeah, it's very hard to get to a point where you can read native materials. That's certainly a problem. I can't erase all this. Let me refresh. So I see some more comments. So at what point do you switch to more reading? Yeah, it's a challenge. But I'd say pretty early you can start to try reading with assistance, with tools. I'm at a point that I know enough words to read well every sentence, even for children's books. I would recommend you probably don't want to try like written books as much, but if you use a tool like Rikai, you can start to read online. I'll give you an example. So we have Rikai Kun on. So what I started doing was reading about things I'm interested in. As an example, let's say like a manga I like One Piece. Alright, so let's go to One Piece. Maybe I read about the story in English. The series focuses on Monkey D. Luffy, young man who, inspired by his childhood idol and powerful pirate Shanks, sets off on a journey. Wants to be the king of the pirates. Makes a straw hat crew, etc., etc. Even in this one, you see a little kanji. Like Muriwara, straw hat, Kaizoku, pirate, Dawn, group. So I would just switch things like this to Japanese and just find other websites in Japanese. Wikipedia is actually pretty hard to read, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to start off with. But if you have a reading tool, you can really start to read anything and just get a sense of how things fit together. I found that to be very helpful for me. I would just do this every day for years, and eventually you start to see patterns and connections and how the grammar and words work together. You less and less have to like rely on the Anki tool. Here you see Kaizoku o yumimiru shonen Monkey D. Luffy o shujinkou to suru hitotsunagi no dai hihou One Piece o meguru Kaiyo Boken Roban. So if you didn't know some of these words, say, maybe you don't know all of them, you can just check what the words are. Kaizoku o, okay, pirate king. O by itself, king. So I'd recommend finding a tool like this. This one's called Rikai-kun for Chrome, but there are other tools. The kitty's on my desk now meowing, so sorry about that. And I'd recommend reading online. There's other sources too. For example, let me see here. One really good source is NHK Easy News. Every day they have new articles. For example, if you want to read about a panda, you can read about it here. This one, it's kind of cut off, but yeah, it's a bit cut off there. Let's not worry about that one. But this one's good because it's reading for kids in Japan, so it's more readable. And they also have furigana, And every day you can read new news. If you have a tool like Rikaikun, you can read the words that omoi, so is talking about his weight. You can look at seikatsu, it's talking about the panda's life. Anyway, so I recommend reading online or finding online stories and things. Let's see. So Rikai Champ is one. Yeah, I'm using one called Rikai Kun. There's different ones, different good ones. Any idea if there's a Chinese equivalent? I'm sure there is, but I don't know about Chinese. But maybe we'll learn Japanese in the future. I'd like to learn Chinese in the future, but my hands are full with Japanese for the moment. But yeah, I'd say just exposing yourself to the language in some way every day and slowly ramping up the challenge level of the things that you do. And then just giving yourself enough exposure that you keep those words that matter. Don't worry, the words that don't matter, they might leave, but the words that matter, if you keep exposing yourself to them, even if you forget them, you can relearn them. I try to read Japanese every day and read Japanese books more or less every day. That's my exposure to Japanese now, or games. Actually, this past year I've read a lot less books because I've been playing so many games through this channel, which is maybe not the greatest for my Japanese, but I think probably it's also helpful playing games and also doing it kind of a public forum to kind of push myself. To interact with other people is good too. Kind of the reason I'm doing this, I could be reading Japanese books and games by myself, but I feel like it's very easy to do that and go out into the wilderness and just enjoy Japanese. I feel like I want to give back to the Japanese learning community and then still enjoy Japanese. Hawksbreak says, for me, I would browse the internet in Japanese, hitting two birds with one stone. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think too. Reviews on Amazon JP for games are really good to read. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Amazon reviews for books and things too, and manga and things, can be really good. And other comments too, like comments on Facebook. Follow Japanese things on Facebook, like news and things. The comments are often better and more readable and more natural than like the news articles themselves. Like if you follow Yahoo News, that's a good one. Can have some really good comments. Sometimes controversial comments can be interesting to learn from. Oh no, back into the dark. This place is horrible. We must level up so we can get through this dark place. But yeah, anyone who's not on Amazon JP, I recommend making an account for Amazon JP. Then you can get Japanese books, manga. A lot of them you can get for free, too. You can get the free Kindle app to read on your computer or device, I believe. All you need to make an account is a Japanese address, which you can just make one up. I think there's like fake address generators you can probably use, or just pick a random address in Japan from Googling something. Zingped says, I would have studied Japanese, but I don't have any Japanese friends to talk to. Join the club. I don't have many Japanese friends to talk to either. So I mostly am exposed through games and books and media. Impeller says, it's surprising how fast Japanese Amazon JP delivers as well. Yeah, I just realized that. For this holiday season, I delivered a Japanese MOOC to myself. A MOOC is like a magazine and book combined for a game that I liked. This MOOC delivered really quickly. It took like 5 days from the Japanese Amazon. I didn't even realize you could deliver from that, but you can deliver or get digital content. I've also, a lot of the Switch games I bought on Amazon Japan. Like Xenoblade 2, for example. I bought on the Amazon Japan site. Just got the code from there. Interesting, Zing says, but I do have a lot of Chinese friends. Naruhodo. Yeah, where I live, there aren't that many Japanese people. So I mostly get exposure through books and things. Kyo wa mou nemasu ka? Are you ready to go to sleep? Hai. There's a good word we got from Zelda. Ringo. Apple. Usually in katakana because the kanji there is kind of crazy. Hawk says, isn't Japan big on nice packaging? Oftentimes, yeah. I've heard people a lot of times look at like some nice personal thank you note, things like that. I didn't get that with my recent delivery. Zelda ima. So good word here, ima. So now. So dohyo no arukarido. So that, like, is that like the alkali? What is that word in English again? The alkali or something level in the dirt. Sakamoto ni fukumararu kato no ryo no aida no kanki ni tsuite data o atameteru. So they're getting data about the alkali levels in the dirt and in the crops, in like the level of sugar. Zakuri yu to kimi no bokujo de dekita shinsen na melon ga hoshinda. So in other words, I want your fresh melons in your crops. Hitotsu motte kite moraeru to hijou ni arigatai. So I'll be very happy if you can bring me one of those. From Demetrius. Again, talking about science. What's the word for fresh? Yeah, good question. Shinsen. It's a good word. Let's look it up in the dictionary here too. So N3 word. Shinsen. Fresh. It's a na adjective, so shinsen na melon. Fresh melons. Should we make our power level go up? We haven't really done that today, but maybe we should. Let's check our vocab. Go to our power up screen. This could be our last word for the new year or for 2018 possibly. Let's do a find here. Let's see. So we can find and then type in fresh. So if we type in fresh, there are two. We have fresh water. That's probably going to be mizu. So we have that already. That's a different word. And then we have green. So that's probably midori. So we probably do not have shinsen, fresh. So let's copy that. And add that to our power level. Very nice. Yeah, Dapper, good question. You helped us level up here, which we have not done yet today because we've mostly been kind of discussing and enjoying the summer in the game since it's winter in real life. So Shinsen, fresh, good new word. It can be a fresh new word for our fresh new 2019. Shinsen. いいですね. Let's make our power level go up. You can see in the bottom right, power level now 1006.
Vegeta! what does the scouter say about his power level?
Scouter level is now 1006. It. This kind of makes me want to find more words, though. Were there any other words we saw today? I feel like we saw some other words. Let's make our power level go up more, if we can. What about, we saw earlier we were talking about the environment. And I feel like this word, I'm not sure if we've learned yet. Let's check if we have. Let's search. We can find environment. Kankyo. I think we might have it, but I'm not sure. Let's check. Anyway, we can review it by typing it in. Kankyo. It seems like we don't have it. Let's add that word too, because we talked about that today with getting that new cave. Kankyo. Speaking of cave, let's check cave as well. Dokutsu. We do have cave. Word 889, cave, we did learn. But kankyo we did not. So why don't we add kankyo? Any other words we saw today that we can think about, or that we even see on the screen? Kankyo. So kankyo, environment, let's add that. Other words, kankyo mondai, environmental problem, also a good word. Kankyo hogo, environmental protection. Kankyo osen, environmental pollution. We could add other words about the environment, potentially, because those are kind of interesting words. Could help us review the word kankyo. Or any other ideas of words we've seen today? So we have kankyo, environment. Let's see, what other words we talked about? We talked about the cave. We can leave it there for now, for those two words. Let's bring our power level up to 107. Ah, Metreon, konbanwa. Tsuyoku natta ne. Our power level has just gone up to 1007. Sen toryoku wa 1007desu ne.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Power level is now 1007. We've now gained the power of the environment and the power of freshness. Both good. Let's see. Ooh. Blueberry. Oishisou. Ah, melon. Arimasu ne. We need those for quests too, right? Oh no, we're full. Urimashou. Let's sell some of this stuff. Maybe keep one? I forget how to sell just one. We don't want to sell that. I'm failing at this game. Tabetai na. Blueberry. Let's try to find a few more words to end our 2018. Maybe we can make our power level a bit higher even. I'm trying to think, were there any other words we saw today? Let's look at our power level up screen. So one word that we keep doing all the time, so much so that I feel like we should learn it, is watering plants. Mizu yari. So yari can mean to give, as you can see, or to do. So mizu yari, to water plants. Sometimes if you're not familiar with a new word or phrase, you can Google it. Mizu yari. Alright, so we see mizu yari, different ways mizu yari is used. So like mizu yari no kotsu. Kotsu is like the skill, so like the skill over how to properly water plants. Mizu yari no kihon. It's like the basic principle of watering plants. Just feel like we're doing so much watering plants, we should maybe learn this. What do you think in chat? It's one of these things you probably won't use that much, but in a place like... So in English, watering. So mizu yari o suru. So for example, hana ni mizu yari o suru, to water the flowers. So kind of basic things like water the flowers sounds basic, but Japanese people might not know how to say that at all. Similarly in Japanese, mizu yari o suru might not be the first thing you think of for watering plants. Mizu yari. But it seems worthy for playing this game. Why don't we gain the power of watering plants today? As we water these plants. Neko. Kawaii ne. The Neko is back. Let me see if I can get the camera back on the Neko. Chotto matte. There's the kitty live. You can see the kitty there. Next to the grammar book. Kawaii ne. Neko-chan. So for our final stream, the kitty likes to come on there live, sitting on the arm of the couch. That kind of works if you stay there for kitty. Nice kitty. Kawaii. Yosh yosh. Yosh yosh. If you want to know what to say when you pet an animal in Japan, it seems like a lot of yosh yosh, yosh yosh, iko ne, iko desu ne, yosh yosh, yosh yosh, a lot of yosh yosh. What are you saying, Impeller? The watering cat? Or are you saying we should give water to the cat in this game? There we go. Neko ni mizu yari. Mizu yari o suru. So yeah, why don't we look at that word then? I like how the kitty's just like staring into space, using my newfound vocab to mash words together that make no sense. That's always fun. That's a lot of what we do here in Japanese Quest. Part of the fun of a language is playing with the language. So mizu yari, watering. Why don't we add that word today? Watering plants. So we Googled it. See, normally it's with kana. So I think you can also say mizu o yaru. Mizu o yaru. Or mizu yari. Both work. But let's change this to just a ya. We don't need that kanji. So mizu yari. Why did it all of a sudden put in yare yare? Mizu yari yari. No. Mizu yari. There we go. It's because for this word we learned yare yare. So it put in yare yare after the ya. So watering plants. Let's try to get 2 more words if we can. Back to the game. Let's look at our menus. We must have some useful words here. So we have kama, like our scythe. Tsuruhashi, our pickaxe. Kuwa, our hoe. I think it might be time to learn some of these tools. What do you think? I feel like ono, axe, we might have already. Maybe not, though. We certainly have ken for sword. Let's expand our tool. Let's expand our tools that we have access to. Remember, when we learn these words, we also gain the power of these tools. So that might be useful for this game and for our future Japanese quest situation. So let's go to our power-up screen and let's search for some of these things. So these words are a bit more rare. I will just caution you. You might not need these words ever in your life. So if you don't want to learn them, by all means, forget what we're searching for. So kama. So we have nakama. That is not kama. But we could use kama. Let's look it up. I feel like you see kama, though, from time to time. Ah. Hiyajo. Yoroshiku. Yokoso. Japanese Quest to it. Welcome to Japanese Quest. So kama, sickle. You see this because it's a weapon and also a tool. So we could add kama for a sickle. Or sickle and chain for a weapon. That can be also kusarigama, because kusari is chain. Not really even aware of that weapon. So kama. Why don't we gain the power of kama? So these are basic tools in this game, but they are a bit more rare as far as Japanese words. So let's just add a couple today. Kama and what other word? I feel like kuwa sounds similar. Why don't we learn kuwa as well? Kuwa. It's a useful tool that you'll hear from time to time. Kuwa, ho. Notice the kanji, metal plus autumn. So you can imagine using a metal hoe in autumn for the story for it. Although you'll notice in the game it's in katakana. Kuwa. Impeller says, I don't see Gozen or Gogol. They've been in the top right for a long time. Really? Oh, they are in it? Good. Good to know. Yeah, if we do miss stuff like that, though, we certainly can add those too. So here we have new words today. Shinsen, fresh. Kankyo, environment. Mizuyari, watering. Can also say mizu o yaru, to water. Kama, it's a sickle for like cutting down our crops or grasses. And then kuwa, hoe. So let's see. Let's make our power level go up then. 強くなったね。日本語で。戦闘力は1010ですね。1010 is our power level now in Japanese.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Nappa, our power level is now 1010. And that will be our last word for 2018. So from the beginning up until now, we've learned 1010 words from Japanese games. 楽しかったよ. It's been fun. We can add more next time in 2019. This will be the last stream for this year. So thanks to everyone who's joined us today. I think we will end the stream here. And I think I will say, ja! Mata ne! Why don't we do the nights first? Because we kind of done watering. We can do one night here. Kyou wa mou nemasu ka? Hai! Neru. Let's sleep. Ooh, let's make the kitty live for our last thing, though, because the kitty's still there. The kitty is live for the last stream of 2018. Impeller said, cheer 750. Ah. If you are trying to cheer with the cheer function, I think you need to not have a space. Ah, suge! Cheer 1000. Sen bitto. Arigatou gozaimasu. For Impeller, let's bring some Mo hype in the chat. That's a serious chunk of bits. This will be our last stream for the new year. We will be back in the new year. So Impeller in the month of January, wow. 3,300 bits from Impeller. 1 bit from SWAT as well. Ichibito, arigato. We got 1 bit from SWAT Fire as well. Nice. Impeller says, to a good year and a better one to come. Yeah, we'll continue next year. I wonder what our power level will be at this time next year. That is the question. We are adding some new things for the new year. Arrow Elliot, interesting name, 150 bits. Yatta 150 bitto, sugoi. Bikkuri shita. Let's get some more Nopon hype, more Dragon hype in the chat. I'll bring some Neko hype too, because the Neko is live, which is rare. So you can see down here the Neko is live, saying Happy New Year to everyone. The Neko is usually not live. Itoshio. That's what you can say in Japanese. Itoshio. Hope you. Itoshi. So Toshi means year. I means good. So minna. Itoshio. Hope you guys all have a good year. And that's not something I say much, so I might be messing up something about that phrase. If so, that's okay. Great. Ape Greg says, thanks for a good year. Appreciate all the effort you put into it. Arigato. Issho ni ganbaro. Ooh, we must water our cat one last time. Ah, we got corn. Tomorokoshi. So in the new year, we may try some new things. One thing, since we're now kind of high up in power level, that's a barrier, in a way, for new learners. So one thing we're adding for each game we play, we will also make a custom set of words for that game. Every game we play, we'll make a list of 50 words, kind of crystallizing that game, distilling that game into 50 Japanese words that are kind of key to that world. Let me show you an example. Ne. So I will end the stream, but I just want to show you quick the new thing that we'll have in the new year. Let me jump to the browser cam. So this is the Breath of the Wild vocab Japanese quest. This is a first look at what that will be like. So these are 50 words that I looked at all the words we learned from that game, plus I looked at the old game videos, and I looked at the Wikipedia for that game, etc., and kind of distilled all of the vocab from that game into 50 Japanese words. For every game we play, we will make a Japanese quest word list and Anki deck for flashcards if people want to do it. And this will be to help people if they want to play the game. Just a bit of a... You can imagine... It's like a bit of a vocab guide for playing that game. Just a bit of a help for people playing that game. For Breath of the Wild, it was Densetsu, Tradition, Okoku, Kingdom, Shiro, Castle, Hime, Princess, Heishi, Soldier, Kishi, Knight, Eiketsu. And they kind of make a story, too. They're kind of in order to make a story. So Hero, Buki, Weapon, Ken, Sword, Yumi, Bow. You get the idea. On to the end. At the end, we have 10 verbs as well. The last verb meosamasu, to wake up, which is how the game starts. So kind of keywords for that game and for the feeling, the themes of that game. So that will be a new thing in the new year. We might have some new videos, some other new ideas. Rapid Fire. おはようございます。こんにちは。でももうすぐ配信は終わりますよ。今年の最後の配信。よろしくお願いします。今日は今年もずっと楽しかった。It's been a good year. It's been fun. And yeah, the game was Breath of the Wild, Zelda no Densetsu. So Densetsu Legend. So it's been fun. 今年のジャパニーズクエストは最高だった。これからこれから頑張ります。So we will stream, we will 頑張る from now as well. So uptime, a bit over 2 hours. Nice. Nando. Metreon, thanks for everything. Rapid Fire says, good morning. Good morning. おはようございます。And yeah, so we will end it there. 今日は楽しかった。今年も楽しかった。来年も頑張ります。We will do our best in the new year. We'll find new ways to learn, teach Japanese through games. There must be more ways to do it. There must be better ways to do it. We've leveled up a lot this year. Our power level is now 110. Over 1,000 words from Japanese games. And that power level will go up in the new year. Maybe even over 9,000. We will see. That might take more than a year. We will see. But the power level will keep going up. 強くなったね。まだまだ。じゃ、またね。So we will host someone today too. Let's see. Who shall we host? So I will say Matta. Mata ne. 今日は楽しかった。今日お疲れ様でした。So thanks everyone for your hard work today. We found some good words, some good things in the game. And who shall we host? That is the question. Let's see. Shua-san is streaming. Why don't we host Shua-san? And we can say hello to them. Shua's awesome. They've been in our chat a lot. So let's host them. And say hello to Shua-san. Great Japanese streamer. They're actually a couple. Japanese man, husband and wife. They stream together often. So, じゃ、またね。ようこそ。Japanese Questway. Drinris, you might be our last party member of 2018. We got a new party member. Anyone else watching? Feel free to follow. You can become a party member as well. Of course, after the stream, that works too. And we will see you next year in 2019. Japanese Quest will continue. The journey for Japanese will continue. This is Akira Sensei and Griffin Sensei signing off for 2018. じゃ、またね。じゃ、また来年。今からシュワさんを放送します。またね。